All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to create your very own snowman in a huddle. For this lesson, we are learning about perspective. So perspective is how you look at something. For example, the angle you're looking at it, or through whose eyes you're looking through. For example, a worm's perspective would be super, super close to the ground looking up. A bird's perspective is being really, really high up over a city, and through a human's eyes, you might be standing directly in front. For this activity, we are going to be drawing from a worm's perspective as if we're super, super close to the ground. And we are going to be drawing a snowman in a huddle. To start, the first thing you're going to be doing is drawing the bodies of your snowmen, which include adding curved lines around each of your corners. Make sure to leave a little bit of space in between so you have plenty of room to add your details. But there we go. Now we have the bodies of our snowmen. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and draw circles on top. These circles are going to be the heads of our snowmen to show where their faces are going to be. See how they're all in a huddle? They're all around each other looking down. The next thing we're going to add is add faces to each of our snowmen. You can add whatever type of face you would like to each of them. For example, in this one, I'm doing an implied line, which is little dots in a row. You could add a smiley face. You could add a different type of implied line. It is totally up to you and what you want to create. But adding a mouth on each of them. I'm going to go through and add some noses. Carrot noses, of course. Sideways V with some curves inside. There we go. Just like that. All right, and the last step is to add some eyes. Give them some different eyes. Maybe I want to give them some eyebrows. Why not? All right, now that I'm done with the faces, the next thing I'm going to do is give them some arms. Because they're snowmen, I'm just going to do some stick arms using those different types of diagonal lines. Maybe they're reaching up. Maybe one of your snowmen is wearing like mittens or gloves. Maybe their hands are down. Here we go. Adding all different types. All right, now that I'm done with the arms, the next step is to go ahead and add some details. So think about what you want to add to your snowman. Maybe they're wearing a scarf, and inside of that scarf, you want to go through and add a pattern or some little strings hanging down. I'm going to give mine some diagonal lines going across. Actually, sorry, horizontal lines because they're going side to side. But they look diagonal based on my angle right now. But on the snowman itself, it's horizontal. Doing that so I could color it in with a pattern. Maybe you want to go through and draw a hat. One of your snowmen, that's up to you. I'm going to pretend mine's overlapping by having the lines disappear and stop and skip over when they come to the other snowman's head. But just going through and thinking about which details you want to add. All right. Once you have the details of your snowman, you are going to go ahead and think of the background or anything else. For example, I think I'm going to add some buttons to mine, finishing up with all those. Draw 4 little dots for buttons. Maybe you want to have it be like pieces of charcoal where they're just colored in dark. There we go. And if you notice with the buttons on my snowman's clothes, what I did is I had them start really, really small and get bigger and bigger to show that they're far away versus closer up. Gives that idea of that perspective, helping being super close to the ground, looking up at my snowman. There we go. All right. Once I have those details, the next thing I'm going to do is finish my picture by going to the background and either drawing some little snowflakes, or maybe for your snowflakes you want to do little circles or a mixture of both, but just finishing it up and adding those details. All right, guys, when you're done, make sure to put your paper somewhere safe because next week we will be completing part 2. When we complete part 2, we will be uploading a picture of our drawing and we will be coloring it in. All right, awesome job with your snowman. I look forward to seeing what you create.